Hello guys and welcome to Dirt Rally for the first of two Shakedown stages for the next round of my Dirt Rally Hardcore Damage career mode. So last up we did Monaco, where we finished 6 out of a total of 30 runners. If you're confused as to how there's 30 runners in a single player, well, in a game that only allows for 16, it's because I'm combining the times with a previous run through this game I did 2 years ago. That was actually the last time I played this game, so all these stages are new to me, or pretty much. I remember little bits and pieces. Let's go through our roadbook before we begin here. Okay, so in the roadbook here you can see the schedule for the weekend. There's going to be a total of 142.8 kilometers of special stages, 152.6 if you include today's Shakedown stages. There's going to be a lot of bad pronunciations here. I don't speak Swedish, but I'll try my hardest. So the Shakedown stages is Östra Hinsjön. And there's a 4.9 kilometer stage, run twice, once during the midday when it's sunny, and then again in the afternoon. But the first actual special stage, Ransbazata, 11.9 kilometers, so that's a kilometer longer than even the longest stage we did in Monte Carlo. But there's even longer stages. Following that is a second stage, that's Hamra, then Lisvik, both of those 12.1 kilometers long, and then we end with Norrskoga. The second day, that's the Saturday, is going to be 6 stages that day, so longest day yet. And then the third day is going to be just a 2-stage day, so the shortest day. Looking at the map here, you can see that this is actually the first 2 stages combined into the famous Vargassen stage, the real-life stage that they will be running this weekend in the World Rally Championship. I've timed this to coincide with that, and I'll be continuing to do that throughout the year for the next 4 rounds. So starting in the far east there, and then we're going to head south, or southwest I should say. That is the Ransbazata stage, and then when we get over towards the westernmost point, you're into the Hamra stage, and then heading northeast, that is the second half of that stage. Reading the descriptions here, we can see Ransbazata, so called for the small village to the west, is the first half of the Vargassen stage. It is best known as the site of Collins Crest, one of the most famous jumps on the WRC calendar. The first part of the stage is narrow and twisty as the road snakes its way through the Swedish forest. A crossroad marks the point when the stage opens up and becomes faster, though still just as narrow. The waters of Augsjön can be seen to the west, or to your right, and later Storjangen to the east, or to your left. At this point, the route becomes very fast as you head towards Collins Crest. Care must be taken on the jump itself as it kinks to the right at the peak of the crest, making the jump deceptively tight. Then following that stage is Hamra, named for the village to the northeast. Hamra is possibly the fastest stage on the calendar. It begins much as Ransbazata left off until a hairpin left takes you out of the forest. This marks the beginning of an extremely quick downhill section as the road heads past the western edge of Augsjön towards Ransbazata. Though the road is fast, it is narrow and several jumps and bumps make it hazardous to go flat out. Taking a right turn at Ransbazata, another fast uphill straight follows, this one even more narrow than before, until you head back into the Swedish forest for a more typical finish to the stage. Another big jump sits towards the finish. So yeah, Hamra, a very fast stage there. And Sweden actually one of the fastest rallies on the calendar in the World Rally Championship. You don't think it would be, and kind of Dirt Rally gives a false impression because in Dirt Rally there's very heavy snowfall, kind of creating very steep snowbanks either side of the road the whole way along. Whereas in reality these days there's less snowfall and the stages go ever quicker and the roads are generally pretty fast. In the Hamra stage as well is really the only major elevation change, and that's that long downhill towards the town of Ransbazata. The altitude for the Swedish stage is much lower down than the mountainous stages of Monte Carlo, so we're only about 100 meters above sea level or so, meaning we're only about 1 or 2% down on power, which is nothing. For the most part, it's pretty level. Going into the third stage then, that's the return journey, that's Lisvik. Lisvik is Hamra in reverse and retains its fast characteristics. The first half of the stage has you heading southwest towards the town of Lisvik. The big jump can catch you out as it leaves very little time to slow for the next corner. The road widens considerably after a few kilometers, but the high snowbanks remain to punish any mistakes. Once out of the forest, the very fast, very narrow downhill straight takes you back into Ransbazata. The wider, longer straight that follows can really allow you to stretch your legs with only one real hard corner, a blind right at the end of the fastest section that sits atop a crest. A short distance of forest road concludes the stage. Okay, so we have to try and remember these danger spots that are mentioned in the roadbook. And finally, we have the Norskoga stage. The small village of Norskoga lies a short distance to the east, beyond the stage finish, and gives this stage its name. The reverse of Ramsbazata, this stage is characterised by its gradual drop in pace. Collins Crest in reverse poses little danger, nor do the wide roads that follow. However, as the stage gets narrower and twistier, it is easy to carry too much speed into the tighter corners, which can lose you a lot of time to snowbanks. So that's something we're going to have to watch out for, that although the stage is going to start fast, we need to make sure we don't push it as it kind of gets tighter and tighter and twistier and twistier. We need to slow our pace as well. Speaking of pace, at Monte Carlo we were running about midfield, but by keeping it clean we were able to move up to the order until it was looking like we were going to get a top 5 finish before I threw it all away in the 10th stage of the rally, and we ended up dropping way back, almost dropping to 7th. There was only a few seconds between us and 7th, and losing what should have been a top 5 finish, which is better than we perhaps should have deserved on pace. But in Sweden I'm much faster. However, I don't want to make any mistakes, so I'm going to be going just calm at first, and then we'll see how I am in the ranking. I know myself I can push faster than I'm probably going to go at first, and we'll just try and get through in one piece. Because if we make a mistake in like the first or second stage, that's going to carry forwards for the rest of the rally. This being the hardcore damage mode, we saw in Monte Carlo, once your car reaches the point where you can't get 100% prepared for the next stages, you just make more and more and more mistakes, and it's a vicious cycle that is almost impossible to break out of. So keep it calm at first, which was something I was struggling to do. I think it was just because I was recording the videos and it was the first installment in a new series. There was a lot of pressure, but hopefully I can get through better this time out. One idea I've been toying with is starting a championship of sorts. I didn't think it was going to be possible because, of course, the names are all randomized. Well, they're not randomized, but they're picked from a very large pool, and you're unlikely to see 16 drivers go through. Or even with our 30 drivers combining 2 different playthroughs, essentially, there might not be enough drivers competing in enough rallies to give us a challenge. So I thought one solution I came up with is to take a page out of championships of past and do the best 4 finishes, or maybe even best 5, depending on how many drivers are competing in 5 rallies, and then see how we get on there. Obviously we're going to be doing all 6. I think it's very unlikely that we'll see an AI driver competing in 6 rallies, but I think 4 or 5 definitely probable. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get into the car and get going. Okay, here we are then. Now, one thing I've done is turn down the volume of the engine a little bit, so 20% quieter now. Hopefully I can hear my co-driver, my invisible co-driver, easier than I could before. Let's get going.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
We're not starting on tarmac anymore, so...
60, keep right over press button, 40. Left 6, 60. Right button, big button, 60. Left 6 and press jump maybe 60 on the buttons. Left 5 long.
Very fast here.
40.
Not at all what I was expecting from this shakedown. No, no, no. Careful, careful.
Into left 6. And right 5 long, press button. Left 6 line moved in. Left 4, 40. Caution, left 5 long, open to the crest jump. Into right 4 half long, into crest and crest. And right 3 over bump 60. Caution, left 4 over crest jump.
Right 3
open
here.
to 80. Left 4 continue to 80 and crest.
Road much wider than you might expect
Right 3.
in the Swedish
So left
stages.
2 long
This
bump.
shakedown, a little bit deceptive, because I think when we begin special stage 1 tomorrow, it's going to be a lot slower pace than this.
Into crest jump.
Right 3 tight, don't
And left 5
cut.
half long over bumps.
Whoa, 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 careful here.
And right 4 half long.
Now I did say I was pretty good in Sweden, however, there's a caveat to that. Normally when I do Sweden, although I love the rear-wheel drive cars here, it's usually the ones I'm most comfortable with, the easiest to drive, like the Abarth or the Opel Manta. Here's that big jump. How fast can we go? Oh, Jesus. Okay, that was pretty smooth there.
And caution, turn left 3 over
Now, the
bump.
road book said we got to watch out for that in reverse because it can be difficult to slow down in time for the next turn.
Opens. Into right 3. And left 6. And keep right over crest bump.
I'm not going anywhere near full throttle at the moment.
Into left 4 times 3 over crest and camber. And
Head
right
camber.
2 half long. And left 3 open 60 over
Do not want to lean on these snowbanks. They are frozen solid and they will break you. Just like what happened in, I think it was stage 12 of Monte Carlo. We climbed up onto a snowbank, but there was a wall inside it. Oh, not too fast there.
Left 5 over jump. Right 5 into right 5 keep in. Into right 5 long, continues over bump. And left 5 40, big bump. And right 5 long,
Going
40.
too fast here, really.
Up dip. Right 4 over crest bump, 60 over bumps. Left 5 long, continues over crest jump, maybe 40.
Is that the finish there? Yes, it was. Okay, a very long fourth gear section at the end there. How fast did we go? 3 minutes and 9 seconds. That felt quick. That's maybe the speed I can go when I'm pushing. If I see a driver ahead of me in the standings that's, well, within a minute, I can maybe take that kind of chances and get close to him. That going at that speed, I don't know if it's safe to try and keep that pace to 12 stages. I think it's just going to lead to an inevitable accident. Anyway, let's go in for the second running now and see if we can't get a similar time. Okay, let's get into the second running of this shakedown stage then. We'll start in second gear this time. I quickly realised starting in first, maybe not a good idea. Okay, second time through. Let's start in second gear. We'll see how it is pulling away here.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, even that felt dangerous. I think I need to short shift off the line. Oh my god, I'm going fast here. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Left 6 and
Slow it down.
60 on the bumps. Left 5 long continues on the crest bump 40. Right 3 long past junction tightens.
Stage is almost unrecognisable with the different time of day. Makes it look very different.
Left 6 line through depth. Left 4 40.
This is our fourth gear stage here.
Opens over crest jump. Into right 4 half long and crest. And right 3 over bump 60. Caution left 4 over
Right 3,
crest
right
jump.
3.
Opens 80. Left 4.
Oh no, snowbank, snowbank. Oh, that was hard. Oh, that was hard as well. Okay.
Right 3 into left 2 long bump.
At least we didn't go around. That's the kind of mistakes I can't be making, because although I don't think I... Oh, hang on, I need a lower gear here. Although I didn't get too much damage, I don't think, you are kind of rolling the dice with it.
Into left 5 half long over crest jump 40. Right 4 half long. Left 6. And left 6 long.
Right, how fast dare we go over here? This fast? I don't like it.
And caution, turn left 3 over bump.
Once you're in the air, oh no, hang on. Oh, okay, I thought it was going out. Once you're in the air, you're kind of screwed. You're going where you were pointing.
And keep right over crest
And
bump.
if you want to go fast over that jump, you're going to be approaching it full throttle. And full throttle is where mistakes happen, so it's almost like you're very... Oh no, that was a bit tight than I wanted. Don't go down, don't go down. Not really sure how I kept that one going there, because my arms got all crossed up. Oh, hang on, snowbank. Not too fast here, it's quite tight. Very fast though. Very wide as well up here.
Right 5, into right 5, keep it. Into right 5 long, continues on the bump, and left 5
No, okay, no, too fast, too fast.
Right 5 long, 40.
Okay,
Bump dead.
keep it calm. This is...
Right 4 over crest bump, 60, over bumps. Left 5 long, continues over crest jump, maybe 40.
Is that the finish I heard? Yep. Okay. That was pretty good through there. What's that time? Under 3 minutes there. Oh my god, we are going fast. I hit walls though. And yeah. That's the kind of time that can be made up. If you can keep it at that pace, you could challenge for the overall win, but that's going to be a big risk. Anyway, right, that's Shakedown over. I will be back tomorrow for the first of the Friday stages, Transbazata. We are going into a 12-stage rally now, 146 kilometers, I think it was. A long way to go. Hopefully we can get through in one piece. Top 5 finish is the goal. I'm going to take it nice and smooth at first, and then we'll gradually pick up the pace over the course of the weekend, because I don't want to rule ourselves out of a podium finish straight away just by making mistakes.